And while we're doing this, I will go ahead and I will ask the Mrs. question of the week. So, as we were having our holiday Thanksgiving celebration, you know, she was talking about making some of her favorite dishes, and she was curious if you guys have any traditional things that you make around your house for the holidays. Um, Not just necessarily like the traditional, like, oh, people make turkey for Thanksgiving or whatever. Or, some people like different things in different parts of the country. Some people do mac and cheese. Some people like at Thanksgiving you do mac and cheese. Some people it's pecan pie for dessert versus pumpkin pie versus sweet potato pie. Like, those kinds of things. For in my family, it was always a chocolate pudding graham cracker pie that we would have for dessert, which was always a little unusual for some people. They're like, wait, you don't do pumpkin pie? You do this chocolate pudding thing? I'm like, yep, no, we do this chocolate pudding thing. Um, so she was curious if you guys have any holiday dishes. Do you do the sweet potatoes with the marshmallow all over them? Do you do some type of other, cheesy garlic bread? Or, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. So, kind of what's like your favorite holiday dish, or something unusual or uncommon, shall we say, that you know you and your family may do to help celebrate this time of year. Oh, we did more alliance contributions. Yay! I think that's finally done now. Norwich, you tried something different this year. You smoked the ham and turkey. That's certainly a little different than most people do. Cooking turkeys is always a bit of a science too. I've heard of people doing it in a smoker. I've heard people doing it in a slow cooker. I've heard of people doing it on a barbecue grill. Obviously, you've got the people who try and deep fry it, which usually ends up burning somebody's house down if it's your first time you do it. They don't usually account for the displacement. You're putting a 15-pound frozen turkey into a thing of, if you don't thaw the turkey out all the way, the water melts, then the water and the oil don't mix. The oil comes up, splashes all over the place. And since it's boiling oil, it can either burn people or burn your house down. The other thing is that they fill the thing up with the oil, and they don't account for the fact of displacement. When you put the giant turkey in, it's going to push and raise the oil level, which is also going to cause a lot of splattering. Um, but okay, how did it come out? Did it come out good this time of year? Smoked turkey is good. Smoked ham is pretty good too. So I can only hopefully it came out pretty well for you. Olympus, you wouldn't say it's uncommon, but you always tend to have shrimp at Thanksgiving. Okay. Do you like a shrimp cocktail like as an appetizer, or is it more like a cooked shrimp, kind of entree or something like that? You deep fried the turkey once. It turned out good. Well, excellent. I'm glad it worked out well for you. I usually see the horror stories online from people who are trying to do it. Some people have learned and they started doing it outside. They run the extension cord, they get the hot plate or whatever like that, and they try and cook the turkey outside when they're doing it, just so if it does splatter, it ruins their driveway or whatever, not doesn't burn their house down. Um, but yep, excellent. You cook the shrimp in garlic and parsley with breadcrumbs. Okay, well that sounds like a pretty good dish. That's something my wife probably would have enjoyed very much until she found out she was allergic to shellfish recently and had a bad experience with it. She ate shellfish her whole life, by the way. She was doing some allergy testing. It came up with, I think I shared this story a couple weeks ago. Um, Came up with that she was allergic to shellfish now, and she was just like, well, I've been eating it my whole life. I don't really see that being a problem. And she sort of kept eating it from time to time, and she was fine. Until my birthday dinner when she had an allergic reaction to it, and we spent 4 hours in the emergency room. So she's done with shellfish now, so that means no shrimp, unfortunately, for her going forward. But um, she that sounds like something she probably would have really enjoyed. Well, she probably would still really enjoy it. She just wouldn't enjoy what happens after she eats it, so. Belair says, when Mom was with us, she made white meat only. Nachinka, padoa, kubasa, meatballs, salads, beets, pickles, and carrots, banana cream pie, and then we ate on for another 3 hours. My grandmother had a very particular beet salad recipe um, that, unfortunately, when she passed away, nobody could find or figure out how to replicate. It was one of the, actually, it was sort of what she was known for in her community. She was very big in her church, in her area. Every time there was a potluck or some type of community thing going on, she would always bring it. People would always look forward to it and excited about it. The pastor actually asked us at the funeral. He was just like, very sorry for your loss. By the way, when you're cleaning her house out, if you happen to come across her beet recipe, would you mind, uh, sharing that with us? And we're just like, we'll keep it in mind. But unfortunately, that was not with any of her recipe books. So that one is, I guess, lost to the ages. Only her and my father ate them, though, and nobody else. My brother-in-law also enjoyed them, but beets are always an interesting thing. Okay. Yeah, we always did with the one side of my family who's more of the Italian side, it's always like you have your pasta course to start with. It's like, we're going to eat turkey and mashed potatoes and stuffing and bread and all this heavy stuff. And then it's like, yeah, but we're going to start off with some pasta and meatballs and stuff first, right? And we got some, you cook some pork chops, some sausage, some meatballs, all in the sauce together, make like a Sunday sauce, have some pasta, it's an appetizer course. And it's just like, oh my God. Then I take a nap, then you wake up, then you have turkey. Then you take another nap and wake up and then have all the dessert. And it's like, all right, somebody's going to just have to roll me out of here afterwards, right? So. Savage, shrimp for Thanksgiving, yep. Your family for New Year's, you have shrimp, lobster tail, crab legs, and various veggies and carbs. Yeah, shrimp cocktail and stuff like that is certainly a big New Year's kind of appetizer. A lot of finger foods and things like that people usually have with their New Year's Eve parties. The little hors d'oeuvres and things like that. And shrimp usually seems to make an appearance there more often. And then again, that Italian side of my family, Christmas Eve is always that the 7 fishes they kind of do. I don't know if shrimp ever counts as one of them, but there's some type of traditional thing where 7 different fish dishes. I never really got into that side of the family for that ordeal. But I do know of that tradition. Got to start with the pasta. Yeah. Why not, right? Got to warm your stomach up, right? Let it know for everything else that's about to happen afterwards.